Alrighty, folks, welcome to the stream for tonight's game between the App State Mountaineers and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. We're coming to you live from Winston-Salem. I am Liam Fellman.
And I am Adam Persico. Liam, I am just ecstatic to be back here in the booth with you to watch some good old hockey tonight.
I feel like it's been too long. We get a chance to work at our craft again and see these two teams duke it out. Coastal Carolina is now a three-time champion of the men's 2 division in the ACCHL. This year, off to a 2-0 start, beating Christopher Newport twice. App State's 2-1.
And they beat Christopher Newport by a lot, so this is going to be a good test for App State.
Sure is. Early on here, some hard hitting along the boards as Chase Arnett flings it back in on goal for the Mountaineers. Circling the wagons are the Chanticleers. Good open ice stick check there. And a diving attempt gets it out for Coastal. Moresco steps up, gets it into Brady. He's got a man with him. He'll shoot off the glove and out of play. He had a guy wide open and just took the shot.
Put off the passing lane, but I don't even think he did a good job of that. He might have had a chance to get that cross-crease pass and get a one-timer off.
On top of that, even shooting at the pads, playing for a rebound can be the next best option instead of having to go out of play.
Absolutely.
Off the glass, glove down. Rogers fires it towards the net. Loose out front, and it's covered again.
Well, off the pads. That's what you were looking for, Liam.
Exactly. Throw it at the net. So we'll have another draw to the right of the Coastal Carolina netminder. You'll have to bear with me on this broadcast. They don't have nameplates. They don't have an updated roster. So we'll be flying blind. Rogers with a good keep in there. And now it's chopped out to neutral ice. Here comes Coastal the other way. Good stick check there from Locklear. And now it's batted back out to neutral ice where Richter will leave it for Rogers. Head of steam, makes a move, gets around one man, gets up in tight, and that's off the pads. Another shot there, back down low. Richter out front. He can't bury it, and now it gets played behind the net. On his backhand, wheels around. Plays it back around deep for Beck. He gets rubbed out along the boards. That pops out. Another good pinch there from Johnson as he finds Rogers. Rogers has it taken off his stick, but Miller will step up and keep it in, and so App State can change. A lot of good pressure here early on from Mountaineers.
Yeah, and that was a good play by Rogers to take the puck wide and get a shot down low and try to create something in front of the net there.
Now here comes O'Brien the other way, the captain of the Chanticleer team, and he beats Fishback on the first shot he sees all night. Looks like he overcommitted on the push to his left. And just like that, it's 1-0 Coastal.
And you hate to see that on the first shot of the game from Coastal. I mean, all you hope is that Fishback has good teammates to come and support him, and he'll be all right. He'll bounce back from that.
So we'll have a neutral zone face-off here following the opening goal for the Chanticleers as Casey steps through, backhands it in on goal, playing it behind the net. Chanticleer keeper. Now it comes out. Pops out for Casper. He'll just play it off the boards. Swatted down by Sambrook. He'll get it to his defensive partner. As Coastal comes the other way. That's off a stick floating in the air. Miller tries to give it a whack. Now McAdams. Kicked by Leslie. Here comes Walsh. His shot swallowed up by Fishback. We'll have another stoppage. Note of interest here for the Mountaineers. A familiar face and number and name from last year's team, Robbie Richter, has returned to the team after missing the entirety of the first semester of this year. But now he looks poised to be an impact player yet again for this Mountaineer squad. Fishback will settle it. Moresco comes around. He's pressured as he tries to get it out, held in by Coastal. In the high slot, they get it to the dot. Turning, shooting off the pads. Bongren, he gets rubbed out along the wall. He'll come the other way. That pass off the mark, intended for Iorio. Working back. Here comes Coastal. Flying through neutral ice, and they are offsides. Looks like the guy on the far side had just entered a little early. And we'll have another stoppage here. 17-16 to go in the first. Some fast-paced action so far.
Yeah, this has been a very active start to the game. And you definitely noticed that Richter missed the ice a little bit with how he was skating on that first shift. He was flying, and he's excited to be back out here.
He's a good energy player, good possession player, and a goal scorer. And that's something the Mountaineers can use. This one floats out of play again, so only 8 seconds go off the clock. So we'll have another draw. One thing App State can look to improve on early in this game is clogging up the neutral zone. Far too many free entries for multiple players on Coastal. No easy entries, no easy shots. Now here behind the cage, Arnett shakes off a check. Way to stay on his feet. Here comes Maresco, his backhand feed to Tremont. He can't handle it. Maresco collects. He'll just fling it into the zone where it's picked up by the Chanticleers. Good attack here from Arnett, getting the puck in deep. Tremont comes to help. Maresco plays it off the boards back down low. Arnett spins off a contact there. Tremont plays it back around. Maresco, he'll drop in from his D position. Sambrook gets a hit laid on him by Tremont there as Coastal tries to break it out. They'll go up the left side. They'll just send it around. That's Walsh. And Maresco collects below his own goal line. He's getting pressured. He'll just reverse it for Locklear. Locklear looks ahead and flips it over the head of Jason Beck. Now Coastal will reclaim possession. Off the glass. Didn't really go anywhere. And now Tremont chops it down to Beck. Beck spins away. Holds it all alone in the offensive zone. Now Rogers, he'll hammer it towards the net, and that's scooped up for another stoppage.
And early on here, I think it's safe to say there's a difference in energy level from the Mountaineers between the offensive and the defensive zone. In the defensive zone, you're catching a lot of forwards just flat-footed, standing around waiting for the passes, as opposed to the offensive zone where everybody's active right now.
That shot gets through. Another chance, and it's off a stick. That was a good low shot from the point by Johnson. Created a rebound, and now here comes Coastal the other way. Miller giving chase. Out front, another good save there by Fishback. A little flurry out front. Comes out to neutralize Richter. He'll come and try to lay a check there. Now Johnson. He'll collect behind his own cage. Looking for an outlet. He's got Miller. Miller looks far side for Richter. He can't corral it. Rogers and Richter run into each other, and now Richter's got it. Beck will send it in deep. Richter applying pressure in the corner. He gets a good body there. Rogers can't keep it down low. And now it pops out to Miller. Near his own blue line. He's batted down by a Coastal stick. And it comes all the way back around behind Fishback. Johnson's the first one to it. He'll send it around the boards for Miller. Miller starting the breakout. That's Luke Miller. Looks for Rogers. Rogers comes in with speed, beats his man in. Tries to shake off contact. Now Rogers has it along the half wall. Pressured there. Miller gives it a chop. Looks like penalty coming on App State, apparently. They're going to call a hold on Miller. Looked like he was hooked, but the ref saw it a different way.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that call, Liam.
I can't say I do either.
Looked to me like he got hooked. I don't know what tactical advantage he would gain from holding his stick there.
Especially considering he was trying to keep the puck in the zone.
Sure,
not
all right.
restrict the Coastal forecheck.
Let's see how the Mountaineers penalty kill is now.
Gives him an opportunity to build momentum. Kill off penalty. Can kind of foster some energy. So here's Coastal. They win the draw. They're holding at the blue line. Walking line is Walsh. Lays it down. It's to Captain O'Brien. Owen O'Brien back to Walsh. Walking the line. Back down to O'Brien. Just below the dot. Sharp angle shot. Glove down by Fishback. We'll get another stoppage.
And it was a good job positionally. A lot more energy, but still staying in your position defensively there from the App State forwards.
Don't bite. Don't overcommit. Stay in your square, diamond, however you play it. This one comes out, and McAdams will have to reset. There's Walsh. He'll make a move. Finds McAdams. Now O'Brien. He'll circle back. Walsh going up the right side. Plays it all the way across to McAdams. They're in on sides. Looking for a passing partner here. Just stick handling below. And there's a feed out front. And it squirts past Fishback on the redirection. And it's 2-0 on the power play goal.
Yeah, and that's one heck of a pass to get that through. That's a nice finish, of course, to be able to score that from in close. But to get that pass across and read that the defender's beat, that's a great pass right there, Liam.
Unfortunately for App State, they didn't have enough bodies in front of the net to neutralize the net front presence put on by the power play for the Chanticleers there. So Mountaineers will have to rally from a 2-0 hole early in this. This one sent down off the boards. That'll be icing. So App State will get an offensive zone face-off. As promising as that first minute or so looked for the Mountaineers getting some pressure in the offensive zone, it's been all Coastal since.
Yeah, just what happens when you're flat-footed on one end of the ice. You know, it's when you put all your energy towards one zone, you forget that hockey's a 3-zone game. Stuff like that is bound to happen.
Now here's Rogers coming out the corner. Out front, they score! Way to answer back, Robbie Richter, with his first goal in almost a year, it feels like.
Welcome back to the Nears, Robbie. It's good to have you.
That's what we're looking for, some instant energy. And Rogers circled the cage, saw he had a man out front, unchecked man out front, and Richter buries it. So the Mountaineers, with a quick answer,
yeah, and
they cut that lead in half.
And that's what you want if you're App State. You want to answer as quick as possible. Forget about this deficit. Make it a 0-0 game again as soon as possible.
Off the draw here, Rogers gets a good stick check. They're in on sides. Beck gives a shove. Ends up with Brandon Miller. He goes far side for Richter. Richter shakes off a check, stayed on his feet. Now Coastal will try to break it out. Richter, he'll try to hammer it in. He gets it taken off his stick, and now here come Coastal. Ends back up with Johnson. App will get a change. They call no ice. Coastal will start their breakout. Swatted in. They'll give chase. Leslie tracking it down for the Mountaineers to Casper. Out front off of Leslie's skate. Another backhand chip-in attempt. As Casper gets to it, he'll play it. Rogers was behind the defense, but it got cut off. Fishback will settle. The captain, Casper, goes far side for Iorio. He'll get around one man, play it in, and it'll be covered up by the Chanticleer keeper. We'll have another stoppage. Off the draw here, Coastal tries to get it out, glove down at the point by Leslie. Coastal will go around their own cage and try and break it out the other side. Bongren tries to step up. Casper, he'll play it back cross corner. Chanticleers collect, send it around. Bongren steps in, he had it for a second, and it came to Iorio above the circles. He couldn't control. Neutral ice off a stick, Locklear on it. He'll just hammer it off the boards. Casey can't take it away. Locklear stepping up, tried to take off a Chanticleer's head. Now Coastal will try and start it back up. They're cut off and neutral ice by Casey. Little backhand flip there to Miller. He gets a good stick check, pressuring those defensemen. O'Brien will dust it off. Now it comes back around. Into neutral ice come the Chanticleers. The offensive zone, sharp save there by Fishback. Just looks a little handcuffed, though, on some of these shots. Not quite seeing the puck the greatest right now, it looks like.
Yeah, he does. And App State's also not doing him any favors with these breakout passes. There's a lot of blind passes, a lot of turning around and throwing the puck, a lot of panic in the defensive zone when it's only a one-goal game.
It's no time to tuck your tail in, but again, there's another quick shot on a breakout.
Yeah, and Coastal's playing a physical game in the neutral zone, so I understand the need to move the puck quickly, but you got to pick your head up or at least know where you're going with the puck before you even get possession.
Yeah, area passes only work so much. Tape to tape, obviously, the preferred method of delivery. Just a little too far for Arnett there. He'll feed it to Tremont. He gets in the O-zone. He'll spin away from one guy, look for a pass. That ends up in the corner off a shin guard. Tremont hustles back to it. He's got Brady down low with him. Brady turning out front. Arnett's there. Tremont's there, and his shot goes just wide. Backhand flip out front by Brady. Ends up in the other corner. Tremont with a big hit there. And they're going to... A lot of lipping going on here for Coastal. Looks like number 7 and number 12 will go to the box. They'll get matching penalties.
Yeah, Coastal, again, they're playing a physical game. Seems to be getting under the Mountaineers' skin. And you hope that they can figure it out and respond correctly, other than getting frustrated and yelling at the players.
So Arnett will be in the box, and number 7 for Coastal will join him. So it'll be 4-on-4. Little shouting match. Glad it didn't come to blows.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting ejected.
We get to see them both again in 2 minutes.
So Coastal will control here off the draw. Sambrook to his D partner. They'll go stretch pass. That missed one guy, and they'll call it an icing. So App State will have another offensive zone draw on the other side of this whistle. 9:35 left here in the first.
And also, it's important to note that early in this game, App State needs to pick up on that and cut those off or pressure those D-men harder.
Exactly, well said. There's a good example there as Coastal plays it back to their D-men to set it up. And now they've got a clean entry. Stop and start, top of the circle. Sent across to the other top of the circle. That's a shot low off a stick, ends up in the corner. Playing it around. Off the back of the net. And now the net's off its moorings. And they'll blow it dead. Looks like we're going to get another matching minor for App State and Coastal as Locklear will head to the box, along with Higgins.
Yeah, it looked like incidental contact behind the net. I guess they were yapping to each other, and the referee said it's time for you two to figure it out.
Take a few minutes. Let the tempers cool down. So we'll have more 4-on-4 hockey. This draw to the right of Fishback. Casey will take it for the Mountaineers. O'Brien for the Chanticleers, and he wins it back to the point to Walsh. Walsh goes far side. That shot low, shut down by Fishback. Mountaineers can't clear. It ends up with Walsh. His shot, that was blocked on the way through. Can't get through again, and now the Mountaineers can start it the other way. And they're blowing it dead again. I think they're going to call a hand pass.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, I believe hand passes are only illegal in the offensive zone.
I can't say I can check you on that.
So I maybe the rules are different in the ACCHL, but that feels like a weird whistle to me again.
Back to the point. This one gets chopped out of play. So we'll do it again, this time to Fishback's left. O'Brien and Casey on the draw again. Controlled by the Chanticleers, they'll get it deep. Casper plays it around for Miller. Back to Casper. He'll try to work it up. He'll go back over to Miller. They'll swap sides to neutralize just over Casey's stick. And now it's played in by Miller as Casey will come off for a change. Here comes the Chanticleers as O'Brien will circle back. He'll play it off the boards, ends up with Walsh. He'll circle back. And now they'll start it up. Across the red line into the O-zone. Here's Walsh, just knocked off his stick a little bit, but he recollects. At the blue line, he'll feed it down. O'Brien. Him and his partner will play catch. He's behind the net. Miller tries to check him down there. Goes back to the point, Sambrook. He'll fire it in. Low. Another save for Fishback as he'll cover. So 38 seconds left on the matching minors. The second ones, that is. As there's 7:42 left in this first period. So we'll go to 5-on-5. This draw won by Arnett. Back to Maresco. His flip pass got batted down. Now here's Arnett. Looks far side, he finds Brady. Brady can't get it out. He'll come back behind the net for Maresco again. He'll look up, and he gets flattened in the corner. Big hit. Tremont stretch pass ends up with Brady. He's got a chance. Walking in, he scores! Riley Brady beat him 5-all. And it's all evened up at 2. A great pass, and Brady just snuck away.
Yeah, while it was still batted, it was a good enough stretch pass to still end up on Brady's stick for a breakaway chance. Absolutely phenomenal awareness in the defensive zone to make that stretch pass, and a good job by Brady to get that shot off right before the defender catches up.
I was a little worried that he was going to get a little stick check from behind and have a less than happy ending, but
he heard the footsteps and got the shot off in time.
And now here Richter will get in, plays it around one man, gets it in the corner. Trying to find Beck, he can't quite get it to him. And now Casper back by himself on a 2-on-1. Beck trying to get back in time. Pass across, broken up by Casper. Good defensive effort there for the Mountaineer captain. As it comes back into the Chanticleer defensive zone, Sandbrook will reset. Sent around where Rogers cuts it off. Him and Richter. Back to Rogers. Tries to get it back down to Richter. He gets it in the corner. Centering feed for Beck. Beck out front. Off a body. Pops over back to the half wall. Rogers to the point. Casper fires it low. Just went wide. Richter trying to feed it out front again. Rogers will get to it in the corner. Skate to stick. His centering feed broken up. Leslie kept it in for... Now here, Asa Rogers can't quite get it out. Played back off the glass. The Chanticleers keep it in. There's that sneaky stanchion. Seems to always get a good bounce here in Winston. As Rogers' forecheck attempt is broken up. Here comes the Chanticleers the other way. Stretch pass, tape to tape. Johnson gives him a shove there near the red line. He'll backtrack and get to it. His pass cut off by O'Brien, but they're offsides. Lazy play, and they still never tagged up, and so it will be offsides. 5:40 left here in the first.
Some very lackadaisical effort from the defensive zone there in the Mountaineers.
I think they were expecting the whistle to get blown for offsides there, but they hesitated for a second. Walsh's shot blocked by Miller. He'll get it out. Now it's recollected by the Chanticleers. Johnson lost it for a second. Iorio gets a redirection into the middle of the ice. Now Coastal will work it back. Pressure there by Hooper. He'll give a body. Collected behind the net for Coastal. They'll break it out. Nobody home there. Then they'll call icing. So it'll come back down for another offensive zone face-off for App State. Coastal controls this draw, but Casey gets to it in the corner for App State. He's looking for a centering feed. That's blocked. Back to the point, Maresco. He'll play it down. Casey's got it. He'll try to walk out. He gets to the slot. Gets a stick check there. And Coastal will survive that slot attempt.
Yeah, as all four Coastal players collapsed on the slot there for a high-danger shot. I would take note of that if I was an Appalachian State forward.
And now O'Brien will try to work it out, but Miller with a good stick lift from behind. Now Maresco, he makes a move. Can't corral it cleanly. Now Casey's got it. Ends up back with Coastal. They'll work it up the left side. Across the red line and into the attacking zone. Centering feed. Miller comes away with it. His pass ends back up with Coastal. Locklear plays it off the glass. Takes a weird bounce. Arnett pressuring. being a little pest there for those Coastal defensemen. Now Maresco, as he gets a shove, ends back up the Mountaineer attacking zone. Coastal's got it corralled. They'll drop it into the corner. Arnett, good pressure and a good hit. Centering pass, ends up with Brady again. His shot's a knuckleball, blocker down. Maresco, he'll feed it down to the corner for Tremont. Tremont finds Arnett. He'll go back to the point for Locklear. Locklear sets and fires. That's redirected wide. Maresco collapses down to get to it. Tremont, he can't hold it cleanly. They're wrestling for it. Arnett goes down. Sambrook goes down. Tremont digging for it. And there it pops out. That's Higgins. He'll come the other way. Just flip it. Get a good hit there from Locklear. Brady drops a shoulder, and they're going to call a penalty on that. Back to the point. Coastal's got it. That shot off a leg. Brady will get to it, and App State will have to go back on the kill. They're going to call boarding. So number 24, Riley Brady, will go to the box. 2:59 left here in the first, so this penalty won't carry over to the second period.
No, it will not. They caught him for a boarding there, which obviously could have been a scary situation there, as the Chanticleer's forward seems to have lost his footing there on the edge, and it just was an unfortunate play there. Just glad to see that everybody's okay. Only a 2-minute penalty.
That's a case, though, of boarding where it's not necessarily a hit from behind. It's just a hit where he's not quite on the boards and he hits the boards.
Right.
It's that gap between.
And of course, first and foremost, these referees worry about player safety, so with a hit like that, it's almost always going to be penalized.
Mm-hmm. But it was good to see the sportsmanship from Brady checking on the guy as he went down. Tough call, though, as Fishback swallows up this shot on the power play from O'Brien. We'll do it again.
Actually, the rink is pretty quiet. You could hear Brady while he went to the box. He was yelling, "I didn't mean to hit you like that. I didn't mean to hit you like that."
Just shows some good sportsmanship. Beck will take the draw here for App State. To the half wall. McAdams has it. He'll hesitate, shoot it low. That got through to the corner. And now here comes Beck the other way, shorthanded, and his pass goes through the legs of Rogers. That was a good chance to spring something at a man disadvantage. And now here comes O'Brien the other way. He'll wheel in. His shot goes wide. Ends up back with McAdams at the point. He'll be pressured by Rogers. Sent back down to O'Brien again. Surveying the scene. That's a good stick there from Beck. And he had Rogers with him. And he just sends it down to kill some time.
While he had the 2-on-1, Beck looked for the change there to get some fresh legs in the defensive zone. That's the smart play right there by him.
You don't mind that if you're the coach. So a minute left on the Brady penalty, under 2 minutes left here in the first period, as Coastal's having a hard time setting it up in their defensive zone. Richter tried to cut off an entry there. So it comes around for Johnson, but it's corralled by the Chanticleers. Got it down low in the corner. On the side of the offensive zone, they'll go back to the point. O'Brien sends it down low again. Good dive there from Johnson to take away a pass. This shot whiffed on, and it'll get back out to neutral ice. Richter will pressure there. 20 seconds left on the kill. As Coastal will reset, Richter's got to get back. Casper can get it to Richter, but it's batted down. Miller with a chop there. We're going to get another call on App State. This is going to be a slashing on Miller. So this one can carry over to that second period. There's only 3 seconds left on the penalty to Brady, and a minute 1 left here in the first.
You know, and coming into the second period, I was getting ready to talk about how the Mountaineers just look lazy. They just look lazy in their defensive zone, and that penalty right there is the definition of a lazy penalty. If you move your feet, you're never going to get that called against you.
Exactly. So it'll be 5-on-3 for 3 seconds here for the Chanticleers. Sambrook's got it. He can't get a pass off there. 50 seconds left here in the first period. In the corner, centering feed Nobody home. Brady can get to it, though. He's got fresh legs. Just spent 2 minutes in the box, and he'll get into the O-zone. He'll shoot. That's off a shin pad to the corner. Brady again, staying on it. Only man attacking as he gets hit hard in the corner but doesn't go down. Still on it. One-man penalty kill there, Riley Brady. 30 seconds left here in the first. Coastal will try to break it out. Tremont hops on the ice for the Mountaineers. That shot stopped by Fishback. Can't corral the rebound. Tremont gets to it. He'll spin off a contact. Way to shield the puck there, but comes out to the point and gets to the neutral zone. So Coastal will have to reset here with only 15 seconds left. Make that 10. Looks like they might just settle it. Try and get one more rush here before the horn sounds. They will not. So we will go to intermission, all tied up at 2. There'll still be 59 seconds left on the penalty to Luke Miller when we come back. We hope to see you on the other side of the break. Alrighty, folks, welcome back for our second period of action. Adam, what are your takeaways from the first period?
Well, App State should be happy that they got this game tied after one period. They should be down right now. They have absolutely zero possession of the puck, or when they do a possession, it's not valuable possession. The forecheck seems to be led by just one guy, and the defensive zone energy is just at an absolute minimal. What we've seen up to this point from the Mountaineers is they effectively run a 1-2-2 with one really deep attacker and two guys supporting them and the two up top. But right now, it looks like a 1-4 with one guy in front of the offensive zone and four guys inside the neutral zone. You hope that you can see more of an attack when they have even strength numbers. Of course, on the penalty kill right now, we're only going to see one attacker. They're doing that excellent, in my opinion. But when you have 5-on-5, and with strong skaters in the back line like Coastal and good passers, you need more bodies down low in that zone covering them.
I absolutely agree with you, Adam. So the contributions for the Mountaineers in the first period were goals from Robbie Richter and Riley Brady. We'll see who can get on the board in the second, or in the third possibly. But as for right now, all square. Puck drop just seconds away here as Arnett will line up for App State. Reminder, still on the penalty kill, 59 seconds left on the penalty to Luke Miller as we begin play here in the second period. Arnett goes down right off the draw, and Coastal comes away with it. They'll slam on brakes and recuperate. Good stick there from Arnett. He'll try to make a move. He gets muscled to the ice. Now here McAdams will collect for Coastal. They'll play it back around. It's Walsh. Arnett giving chase again. He'll rub him out and get to it again. One man attacking, and he'll just float it back for Locklear, and then he'll send it in. 30 seconds left on the kill. Here's O'Brien. I don't hear much talking for Coastal right now. Something you got to do a lot of, especially when you got a man advantage. Now Brady has it. He's given a stick check there for McAdams, who has it behind the net. He'll center it out front. They get steered to the corner. Along the half wall, now play it back to the point. Walking at Walsh. His shot redirected and missed the net. Brady with a chop there. As Miller comes out of the box, and Brady's by himself. Miller's going to gun it to the bench. Brady turns, tries to center it out front for Beck. Just a little off there. McAdams will come back with it. His pass ends up with Locklear. He'll set it up. His pass to Rogers. Off a stick, he'll get to it in the corner with speed. Looking for a centering feed. That's off a stick. Beck has it. He's got Richter out front. Now Moresco in the corner. Centering feed. Richter, again, off a stick. Just goes wide. He'll muscle up and try to play it back down for Rogers. O'Brien gets to it, but Rogers comes away with it again in that pass. Richter couldn't hang on. Here comes O'Brien the other way. All by himself. That's cut off. Moresco will play it off the boards. Send it right into the changing Chanticleer bench. Could have gotten a call there. Johnson plays it off the boards. Rogers comes away with it again. He's got speed. That puck was rolling on its edge. Now Beck can't corral it. Still in the zone. And now it comes out to neutral ice. Johnson has it. He's spinning around, still controlling. Now it ends back up with Coastal. He'll play it off the boards. Glove down by Johnson. Swinging at it. Eventually sent back in deep by the Chanticleers. Fishback will stop it behind his cage for Miller. He'll come around and swing it up the other side to Richter. Richter's looking for a pass. He plays this off the boards, and it comes back to the Coastal defenseman. He'll try to break it out. Instead elects for a little change here. That's flipped to neutral ice. Too far for Beck.
And that's already the third breakout we've seen this period go straight to a Coastal defender.
Now here's Miller. Now Rogers has it. Long shift. He gets rubbed out along the boards. Slot shot. Miller shut down. It's a good chance out front that appeared out of nowhere. Miller again. Sharp angle shot. Blocker to side. Casey giving some shoves to Sambrook in the corner. He can't get to it. Comes out to the slot, or it's flipped away by Coastal. Casper gets to it. He hammers it to Casey. Casey will circle back. Little pass there to Zucchini. Zucchini flips it in. Gets behind the cage. Miller is on it there. Tries to make a move. Flips up in the air. Now here comes Sambrook the other way. Miller pestering him. Not letting him get out cleanly. And then he'll just send it in deep.
And that's an example of what I mean by one-man pressuring, right? You had one guy on the defender. If you have a second body there, you could take the puck right off him, and it's a chance for App State there.
Exactly. Now here behind the cage, Casper goes down, spinning, goes back to the corner. Coastal still got it. Backhand pass down low. Leslie gets some pressure on it. Now goes to the other point. That shot steered to the corner. Off a body. Never got to Fishback. Leslie sends it back around the other way. Nobody home for App State. This Coastal can keep it in. Comes all the way back down to Leslie. He'll chop it towards Casper. He gets there, puts a body on the Chanticleer attacker. Now Casey tries to work it out. They eventually do get it out. Here comes Luke Miller with some speed. His shot shut down. Had Casey trailing behind him, but it looked like the Coastal defenseman had that pass sealed up. Locklear gets turned around tracking this down. Cuts it off before it reaches Fishback's stick. And he'll try to start it. Plays it off the glass. Iorio can't get to it, McAdams can. And he'll play it in. Locklear again hammers it, and it goes out of play. So we'll have a stoppage. Almost 5 minutes gone here in the second. It's been a lot of back and forth action, but I'd have to say App State's had the majority of the opportunities in this period. They look a little bit more put together on offense.
Yeah, they do offensively, but still in defensive zone, you have to worry about those kind of slap passes off the boards that are ending up in the neutral zone, not really ending up on a stick. Especially that last time, there was a weak side winger wide open for the stretch pass in the breakout. And I know it's tough to make those stretch passes in your defensive zone, but when it's the open guy, you got to hit it.
Exactly. In the corner. Locklear giving some shoves. Iorio turns, centering it in his own defensive zone, coming to the high slot. Walsh, his shot goes over the net. Iorio tries to swat it. Can't get it out. Maresco's there. Backhanded back in by Walsh. He'll hold it at the point again. He tries to throw it off the boards. This time it goes to the blue line, doesn't get out, and now it does. This comes all the way back down where Sambrook has to collect in his own defensive zone. Bongren giving some pressure. Hooper pressures as well, but now it comes far side, and the Chanticleers get in clean. O'Brien hammers it, caught, and held on to by Fishback. We'll get another stoppage.
And the Mountaineers are doing a better job of keeping the puck out of those high-danger areas this period. They just need to be able to get the puck out more efficiently. However, they are keeping Coastal to the outside, keeping them behind the net and keeping them to their points, keeping them away from that high slot and that slot area, which is what you look to do in the defensive zone.
The draw here will be taken by Arnett. To Fishback's left, he wins it, and Tremont comes away with it. He gets it to Brady. Brady just throws it right towards the cage, and it'll be covered up for an offensive zone faceoff. So 7 seconds, wind off the clock, and it's on the other end. Arnett again on the draw. This time Coastal has control of it, but Arnett gets to it in the corner, sends it all the way around for Brady. He can't hold it. Now it comes all the way back out to neutral ice where Tremont can cut it off. He'll try to make a move. Can't corral it. And Brady's pass just a little over the stick of Arnett. Coastal will try to break it out. Redirection there in neutral ice ends up out there. Fishback comes out of his cage, takes the check, loses his stick, but negates the opportunity. It looks like we got a delayed penalty here on Coastal, as App State will go on a power play. We're going to call a high stick here. Let's see who they take. They're going to get 13 Brienza for Coastal. So this will be the first we see of the Mountaineer power play. So it'll be Rogers, Locklear, Brady, Richter, and Casper out there on the Mountaineer man advantage. Richter has it at the point. He'll pass it back to Casper. He'll get it. That shot, goalie never saw it, hit him right in the stomach. And it gets flipped all the way out for Fishback. And he'll play it. Comes right back to him. It's got to be quick.
The Coastal defender never left the zone, so they're going to call that offsides.
So it'll be a neutral zone draw here. One back by the Chanticleers. Sandbrook's on it. He'll try to get a clear. Comes all the way back to Casper. He'll send it to Richter. Richter will spin away. He'll just play it back down for Casper. App State trying to set it up. Got to move it up ice. Here's Casper. He'll come through. Avoids one stick check. Tries to make a man miss and turns it over. Coastal will just get it deep as Rogers comes back to it. He'll try to wheel it up the side. Forks it out towards neutral zone. And a cross-corner dump in for Sandbrook to kill more time. Just a minute left on this App State power play. Haven't seen but one shot get through. That pass just a little out of the reach of Richter as Locklear turns it up ice. He'll get it in deep. Chopped at by Coastal. Rogers gets to it. He'll settle. Fire it. Caught. And we'll have another draw. Only 46 seconds left on the penalty to the Chanticleers' Brienza. App State will switch the unit. They'll get Casey, Beck, Miller, Arnett, and Tremont out there. A lot of offense. That draw, one back by Casey. Along the half wall, Beck. He'll come to the top of the dot. He'll fire it off a shin pad into the corner where Walsh will come away with it, and he'll hammer it all the way down ice. Kill more time off. 30 seconds left on the App State power play. Arnett will take it from behind his own net. He'll leave it for Beck. Beck will come up the right side. His stretch pass just a little too far for Arnett. And that'll go back down into the App State defensive zone. They just can't get a good breakout here. Here's Beck again. His pass ends up with Arnett. 10 seconds left on the power play. They'll try to get one last gasp. Arnett goes wide. Just whiffed on that shot. Finds Tremont. Tremont's shot! Oh, it hit metal but didn't get through. And hit the twine. Here's Arnett. Far side Tremont again. That time, another one that goes off the pipe and doesn't go in. Wow. 2 shots in a row from Tremont at the dot. And they're gonna call an unsportsmanlike, it looks like, on Arnett for complaining to the ref about the call. Wish we had better video of that. Could see if it did go in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't have the perfect angle here, but to me that looked like that crossed the goal line. That looked like that was off the post and past the blue paint.
That's the technological divide between us and
The show.
professional hockey. We don't have all the angles. We don't have all the ways to look at that.
No, and I'm sure Arnett knows as good as anybody. You know, you can talk to the refs all you want. There's no camera. They're not changing their call.
So App State lets some frustration boil over on some good opportunities, and now momentum might be swinging back in the favor of Coastal as they have an offensive zone faceoff on the man advantage. Locklear, he'll get a shove in the corner quickly. Coastal wants to get it out front. Back to the point, Walsh. They'll go back down. That pass to the other side for O'Brien. He'll look. Trying to find somebody to throw it to. It goes down to the goal line. Up top. The blue line, that shot hit something and ended up behind the net. And now in the corner. Shefflin back to Walsh. Walsh, his shot off of Beck's leg, and it comes all the way out. Rogers will give some pressure. Coastal tries to reset this attack, and Rogers just flying around again, and he's got it. Shorthanded, sending it out front. Ooh. Causing just a little chaos. And there's another pass to nobody for Coastal. They're looking just as disorganized on the power play. So here comes O'Brien. Across the red line and into the O-zone. He's going wide. Backhand centering feed. No clean shot out front as O'Brien wheels around the zone again. He's got it again. Going to his backhand. Circles one more time. This time Locklear can put a check on him. Trying to get it up front again. Richter, he'll step away. He's got some speed. Jostling, and they're going to call Richter again.
I mean, Richter was held all the way down there. I mean, I'm not one to spend my time complaining about the refereeing, but I mean,
This
goodness,
has been a number of calls that
they're questionable. You know, they can
Very
go either way. But I'm a firm believer of let the guys play. Let the guys play.
that time it looked like you said, Richter was being held just as much as he was holding, and they both went down.
Right, because out of the blue line, it looked like Richter had a step or two on the defender, and then he got slowed down when they got tied up. That, to me, seems like a hold.
So 5-on-3 here for 30 seconds for Coastal. App State's going to want to get it clear as soon as they can to avoid giving up a goal here. And now there's a good positioning out front. Scrum coming away with it, Sambrook. They'll go far side again. This time, shot goes wide. 10 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Shove in the corner there, Johnson. Not letting him get any breathing room. Sambrook, he'll feed it across. A good sliding block by Miller. What a defensive play on the penalty kill by Luke Miller. And now Sambrook winds, shot, stopped. Rebound comes out to the slot, but ends up in the corner. Eventually, backhand clear attempt by Johnson, and it skips over his stick to get out to neutral ice. Arnett giving chase. He tries to catch up, gets a stick lift, and feeds it across, keeping it in that attacking zone. Hammering it, and caught by the goalie. He'll play it down. 1 minute left on the penalty to Richter. Sambrook will try and restart this as Tremont comes in, finishing a check there. Out front, Arnett, backhand score! Chase Arnett! It's karma! They're gonna get it eventually. The two goals that didn't exist eventually end up in the back of the net. Chase Arnett is fired up.
Absolutely, and that's that pressure we're looking for on the forecheck. Get a body down low, win the battle, get the pucks in front, magic will happen.
So a shorthanded goal gives App State the lead as we're over halfway through this second period. Only 8:48 left on the clock in this frame. All right, so Coastal will control off the face-off here. Just 40 seconds left on the Mountaineer kill now, as O'Brien will wheel it up the left side. Beck will try and get a stick check here, but O'Brien gets past him too quick. He's driving towards the front of the net. They've tried that a couple times, swinging it around the net and then looking for the centering feed, but App State's identified that clearly. Out to the point, O'Brien. In the corner. No shots really here for Coastal on this possession. Just kind of working it around the outside as the penalty comes to a close as Richter will rejoin the ice. Now here below the goal line, Coastal trying to put something together. That pass just out of the reach of Beck. And now Fishback will cover. So there's a collision out front. Glad they blew that dead. So this draw will be to Fishback's left. Coastal gets it off the face-off. They'll walk in, try and make a move, and that's taken off a stick by Johnson. Bongren trying to fight for it along the half wall. Johnson there too. Coming away with it are the Chanticleers. Centering feed out front, and it's shut down. It's a good look for the Chanticleers, but nothing came of it. They'll fire it back in. That's Sambrook, as Miller will get to it. Brandon Miller for App State. His pass ends up with Shefflin. Shefflin centering pass, cleared away by Johnson again.
And the Chanticleers are just not moving the puck effectively like they were in the first period. They're forcing a lot of passes into the high danger area because it's been robbed of them all period, while the points are still open to generate offense.
as Fishback will glove that down. We'll have another face-off here with 7:02 left in this second frame. So the recent goal scorer Arnett will be on the draw here as his line comes out for another chance. This is sent around. Brady can get to it. He's got Tremont with him as he'll get in. We're going to slot that shot swallowed up. Looked like the goalie was trying to cheat for the pass there a little bit, and Brady elected to shoot. So another quick breakout for this line that leads to a direct chance as they continue to be a volatile offense producer for the Mountaineer squad. Now down low, Tremont tries to hammer it back to Arnett, who's below the goal line. Riding that rim. And now here comes Coastal the other way as they just get it in. Brady will track it down. He'll play it up the boards, but Coastal's the first people to it. Now here comes Brady again. His pass far side for Tremont. He'll wind in. Make a good move. Back to Brady. What a pass. Shot, toe save. Oh, that was a good little two-man game there from Tremont and Brady, and now Arnett steps through again with it. He's got Leslie. Leslie's shot just low and wide. Tremont again. He'll dangle. Gets taken off the puck there. He'll spin away. Trying to get to it again. Shefflin comes away with it for Coastal, and that'll get sent down. They'll wave off the icing as Fishback will settle it. But Leslie will come around, overskates it slightly, and lets Casper take control. Casper off the glass. That jumps a stick. App State needs touch up. They're offsides. Richter trying to wind it back. As here is Jason Beck. He'll get it ahead for Rogers. Rogers fires from a wide angle. Goes wide of the cage, that is. Richter back checking there. Coastal having some trouble here in the neutral zone. Still play it back there to defenseman. They'll send it off the boards. But Casper gets it to Beck, and he'll have another entry here. He's got Rogers. He shoots, glove down, and held on to. So we'll have another face-off. 5:14 remaining here in the second.
And I simply have to say to the Mountaineers, the pass off the boards hasn't worked all game. At all game. And Coastal Carolina is clearly an effective team at possessing the puck in the neutral zone. So you need to make sure that your passes are 100% guaranteed open passes, and you make that pass off the boards if nobody's open.
Now here they come. It's Walsh in for Coastal. His shot off the chest of Fishback, and he corrals that rebound and covers. So this draw to Fishback's right. Casey wins it back. We're for Moresco. He'll have it in the corner. Just plays it up. Miller will fork it off the boards as we're going to have another penalty coming on Coastal. Looks like this will be on the captain, O'Brien. So App State will have another chance on the power play. Not much happened on their last opportunity, but they've got a little bit of momentum and some jump right now. Maybe they can capitalize here as we get to the last 5 minutes of this second frame.
Absolutely. Last time it seemed like they were still struggling to gain possession from their own defensive zone with just one guy of pressure. However, the Mountaineers seem to be doing a better job at keeping the puck as this game progresses, so you hope you could see more than just one shot out of this one.
And it was some of the action from Arnett and Tremont in some of this offense late in that last power play that was getting some of those chances that we saw hit the pipe. Tremont and Arnett looked like they couldn't decide who wanted to take the pass, and it comes out to neutral ice. Casey, he'll get it in. That didn't end up with Arnett, and Coastal will hammer it all the way back down to kill some time off. As Beck gets to it, he'll find Casey. Casey, find a passing partner here, or he'll just take it himself. They get in on sides. He'll try to make a move, gets separated from the puck there by Sambrook. Now it ends up with Miller behind the net. He'll spin away, trying to hold possession here, gets it to Casey. Casey, back to the point, that's Arnett. He'll walk the line. Still going. Slot shot redirected, that had a good bounce to it. Fooled the goalie. Tremont, he'll dust it off for Casey. Casey, back to Tremont. His shot off a shin pad, and it comes back out to neutral ice. He'll start it back up. Tremont gets it to Arnett, who gets in and ducks away from contact. Ends up with Casey, but it jumps over his stick, and they'll have to reset again. Under a minute left on this man advantage. There's Arnett. He'll work it in. Sends it around. Locklear tries to get to it and feed Brady. Richter gets to it instead. He'll send it down. That's Locklear. Saucer pass to Richter. Back to the point. That's Casper. He'll walk. He'll shoot. Redirected just high. Locklear got to stick to that. Brady. He'll send it all the way back around for Richter. And he just can't control it, and he'll get back out to neutral ice again. 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Casper looks up for Brady. He'll get it in. Rogers with some speed. He'll get to it in the corner. Tries to fork it back to the half wall for Brady. And another failed point pass as Fishback will settle it for Casper. He'll stretch pass again. They've got numbers. They didn't realize it. Rogers dishing it to Brady, and it just jumps over his stick on that backhand attempt. Bongren. This pass to Rogers. Rogers takes a check in the corner. Bongren taking off the puck. Back to Brady out front, and it's shut down. Played back to the corner. He found Rogers for a second there. Hopping to it in the corner is Rogers again. Bongren tries to play it through. Now here comes O'Brien, fresh out of the box. Head of steam. He'll wind in and gets separated from the puck. Casper tries to lay a check there. As Richter sends it around, Bongren tries to fork it off the boards, and that doesn't end up going the way he expected. Iorio's pass for Richter. It's been out there for a while now, as we're approaching the 2-minute mark of this second period. App State's giving it back up here in their own attacking zone. Iorio, effort play there to keep it back in as he goes down. Hooper puts a body on a Chanticleer there, as here comes Walsh. He's got McAdams. Good save from Fishback. He's really settled into this game after a rough start in like the first 5 minutes of the first period. McAdams shot glove down by Fishback again. And he'll just hold and play it for Miller. Miller setting it up behind his cage. About a minute and a half left here in the first. Iorio can't track it down as Sambrook gets it. He'll enter. They're on sides. Bongren's got it. He'll avoid a tough check there, and he goes down. Hooper tries to put a body on. And that centering feed hit Fishback. Not a direct shot attempt there as Bongren gets it out to neutral ice. Hammered in towards Fishback again. App State's on their heels. A bad pass there from Johnson. Winding up in a slot. And there's bodies flying everywhere. Tired legs, long shifts. Now here comes Sambrook again. And they're offsides.
Did he just block that with his cage? I think that went off his helmet. That block.
Off the Fishback?
Yeah. No, that block by the App State player there. I think he blocked that with his helmet there.
Body on the line. Today you give your all for App State.
Absolutely.
54.5 seconds remaining here in the second period. This draw at neutral ice right in front of the Coastal bench. Locklear's pass. Kicked ahead by a Coastal player in the neutral zone. As they'll try and set it up. Shefflin plays it all the way around. A little out of the reach of his teammate. And now Maresco will have it for App State. He'll work it to neutral ice. Good puck skills there to just stay on it. And he'll flip it in. 30 seconds left. That pass winds up with Locklear, who will hammer it off the ref. Linesman, pardon me. Now Maresco will turn. And now he's got it. They've got one more chance if they hustle. He whiffs on a pass there. Comes out to Miller. And that will just about do it in this second period as the horn finally sounds. 3-2 App State. We'll see you on the other side of the break for what should be a good third period. Alrighty, folks, the third period is almost here. Adam, what are your takeaways from the second period?
It's pretty much the same as the first. App State continues to get outshot, outpossessed, so they're very lucky to be winning right now, in my opinion. But also, that puck possession out of the defensive zone. They're trying to force it off the glass, as I've said earlier, as I've said probably dozens of times in this broadcast. The stretch pass is there, and the pass to the center is right there. And if not, send it back to your defenseman and let them get possession. Because right now, in the defensive zone, it's a lot of slapping and chasing against a team that is clearly well organized in the neutral zone in Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense gives you. Don't force anything that's not there. And
Absolutely.
another point, going into this third period, the Coastal Carolina goaltender has looked unsure all game. He doesn't look confident. He's obviously rattled because these goals are good goals. There's not many squeakers, but even the shots that are routine saves looks like he's having a hard time handling them. And the more pucks you get at him, App State's being outshot 17-13, the more volume you can get, the more likely you are to add some more goals.
Yeah, and I would say App State's goals and chances have come from really high quality opportunities, so it's not like flutterers are beating this goalie.
Off the draw, App State gets it in deep. But Coastal tracks it down. They'll try to work it out. They get to neutral ice. McAdams without a stick. That's glove down as Walsh will come through. He's got another guy with him, but Maresco eats that in the foot. Walsh will turn and fire with the backhand, where Arnett is there for App State. He got the goal in the second period on a feed from Lucas Tremont, who has 2 assists tonight. Good save by Fishback, as now Maresco will try to get it out. Flipped it just a little too high for Brady, and now here comes Maresco. They're in on sides. He'll dust it off for Brady. Brady's shot just high. And there's a good example. Goalie went down, the shot went over his head. He's not seeing it well.
Yeah, and he seemed to duck down his head as well there.
O'Brien has it all by himself for Coastal as he's given a stick check there from Brady. Maresco in the corner gets it to Tremont, who will flip it off the boards for Arnett. He'll wheel out. He's got Rogers with him, but it's 2-on-3. Arnett gets taken down. No call on that. He's got to get up and back check now. Coastal gets in on side. Good save from Fishback there on that shot. Miller's got it behind his net. He'll try to get it up that right side. Flips it towards Rogers, but not to Rogers, and now it comes back for Casper, and he'll circle back. Plays it off the boards behind his own cage, and he gets it back that same way. Now it'll go back in. App State having a hard time getting out of their D zone right now. Casper will fire it off the boards. There's more of what you were talking about, but here's a guy for the Mountaineers who's been flying down the ice at every opportunity, Asa Rogers. He's got it, but he's marked below the goal line. Scott Beck there with some help. The ref's asking for them to move it a little bit. Rogers tries to wheel out of there with it, but it comes to the corner where Richter delivers a check. And now Coastal tries to come the other way. That pass just a little too far for the recipient. Casper spins away. He's got Richter, who just can't handle it, but they're going to wave off the icing. Now Sambrook gets back to it. He's given a little tap there by Rogers. Still being pestered. Richter trying to step up. He can't remove him from the puck, and now it comes all the way back down for Miller. Miller will just flip this out of play. There's another prime example of not knowing where you're going with the puck. Just sends it into the seats for a fan to take home.
Yeah, and to start this period, the pass off the glass actually started working, but that's only because Coastal defenders are not pinching like they were in the first 2 periods. They're backing up and giving App State space to skate with it, and I assume that's because they're afraid of giving up another breakaway like they did earlier.
Mm-hmm. They've been beaten by the Hail Mary passes. And now here Casey steps through on the draw, has possession. Zucchini, he'll wheel up with it. His flip off a helmet, and they're going to call it offside, so App State has to tag up. Miller bats that down out of the air. Shefflin will dust it off back for Walsh. He'll look far side. Now here's Casey. He'll give it off for Miller. He tries to get through, but Walsh will wheel away with it. Miller goes down, sliding behind the Coastal cage, and now Walsh with a head of steam into the O-zone. He'll go wide, circle the cage, looking for a pass. Still can't find one, and he'll just spin and feed it off the boards. Maresco. And his flip will end up in the seats as well. So that's the second time the puck's gone out of play on an App State clear attempt. So this line will be forced to stay out. The straw coming to Fishback's right. 16:40 left here in the third. Casey, he'll win it back. Maresco turns away. He can work up now. Pressured from behind. One-handed pass to Luke Miller. Now Coastal the other way, across the red line. Into the O-zone. That goes off a body and out of play again. This time via redirect.
And that's just kind of a weak play from the App State defense in the neutral zone. A lot of stick swinging I've seen today, not a lot of body on a body. And of course, it's hard to get in the way of a guy with a full head of steam, but it's hockey. That's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Got to put a body on a body to knock him off the puck.
Or at least tie him up, stop that momentum. You can't just let him keep flying into the zone with a nilly-willy stick check. Mm-hmm. As Brady will get this out on the backhand, and now he's trying to get it to Arnett. Bad angle there. That goes off the bench for App State. Arnett makes a good move. He'll get in on sides. Finds Tremont. His shot swallowed up. So we'll have another draw. But I like that. Keep it simple. Get in, one pass, one shot.
Yeah, I mean, it was helped by a fantastic move of the blue line by Arnett. But absolutely, get the shot off quick, do what you can while you're in the offensive zone. It's kind of the antithesis to what Coastal's been doing, where they've been moving the puck around, carrying it around, circling the zone. Where App State's just entering and shooting, and that's what you want to see.
So this draw will be taken by Arnett to the left of the Coastal netminder. That's fed towards the net. Ooh, scary play there for Coastal. Almost had an own goal. It's this pass in neutral ice ends up with a Chanticleer. Leslie pressures him in the corner. Now Brady gets rubbed out on the boards. He goes down eventually. Walsh's shot. Ooh, that redirected twice, but ended up going wide. Shoulder save Fishback, and it goes out of play. All right, this draw to Fishback's right will be taken by Jason Beck. He'll win it to Johnson. Johnson fires it around the boards. Rogers, that's a good pass for Richter, just a little far. He'll get a good check there in the corner as Rogers gets to it. He'll go back to Richter. Now this is floated out to the point where Johnson gets to it. He'll send it all the way around. Richter can't quite cut it off there. You got to get up on the boards and keep that in, as now here comes Coastal the other way with opportunity. Shefflin's low shot turned aside by Fishback. Good check there by Johnson in the corner. Brandon Miller, he can't get it out. Turning back away with it is Coastal. Now Miller again. He'll play it off the boards, but it goes right to Walsh. Walsh sidesteps Rogers. Turns it over to Miller. Miller's pass to Beck. He just hammers it in past the goaltender. Getting it deep. Sambrook, he'll get to it and feed it up to Shefflin. Shefflin, touch pass here as Coastal starts to break out. Miller, good stick lift there to allow Johnson to come in and clean it up. He'll circle his own cage. Good pass there for Rogers. Deflected it, and that'll negate an icing, and they can get a change. Bongren's got it. App State's offside, so they can't immediately attack. Miller, main forechecker here, as he ties a guy up, knocks his stick off. Casey's shot blocked out front. Never got through. Locklear steps up for a check, and it floats out to neutral ice. Bongren trying to put a body on the boards there. He'll give it a chop that comes out to the point. Held in again by Coastal. They'll send it all the way around. And now it gets out. Miller can't quite track it down as Coastal sends it back. Maresco will just flip this towards the goalie, who gloves it down and plays it to the corner. Happened in the midst of a partial line change. They've got 1/3 of this line off the ice. Bongren, way to step up there and take him off the puck. Here's O'Brien. He'll just lay it off for Sambrook. Big hit there. They're going to call a hit in the back there on Maresco as App State will go back on the penalty kill. Clearly hit him from behind.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot do that when the numbers are showing. That's a big no-no right there for Maresco.
That's something they teach you in peewees and bantams when you first start checking. If you see numbers, you got to stop.
Yeah, that's why they, I don't know if you remember from growing up, they used to throw the stop signs in the back of the jerseys.
So Maresco will sit for 2. And the Chanticleers will get another crack with a man advantage. Draw controlled by Coastal. It's Walsh at the point. He'll send it down. That's Shefflin back up top. Walsh, he'll go to the dot for O'Brien. O'Brien's shot never got through. Blocked again. That's another thing for App State that's worked really well. A good save from Fishback. That one nearly snuck through.
What a save.
I was going to say, though, the blocked shots. And they're going to call a slash on Casper for the stick check. They're going to say he got him on the arm or the hand there. Blocker save. Fishback again. And they're going to blow it dead on the touch-up there. So now it'll be another 5-on-3 opportunity for Coastal. Their third of the game. They haven't been able to capitalize on these yet.
Yeah, and again, if you're Coastal, what you see a lot on the power play is you're giving the puck to Walsh, or you're giving the puck to number 4. The name is escaping me right
O'Brien.
now. O'Brien.
Captain,
Walsh or O'Brien. And they seem to be just skating the puck around, looking for a pass. They're not moving the puck as effectively as they were to start the game, though. They're kind of relying on their big dogs, and I don't know if that's going to work out against App State right now.
And you know what they say, the puck moves faster than the guys, so anytime you can start opening up the ice with some seam passes on the power play, getting it to your bumper, really moving around. They're doing none of that. You can see here, he's just holding it on the wall. Now here's Walsh. He'll step in, and he scores! What a shot! As that'll even us all up at 3.
I mean, and that's Walsh with that shot. I mean, who else, right?
Yep.
It was one heck of a shot through traffic from the point by him as well.
Yeah, I doubt Fishback could see that shot at all. There was a good number of bodies, few of his own, in his way.
We got ourselves a tie hockey game.
So the draw here at neutral ice is it's still a power play for Coastal, just back to 5-on-4. As this comes all the way around, Johnson takes the long route to that one, still is able to further it up ice. And now here comes Rogers. He has Beck with him. They've got an opportunity here, shorthanded. There's a pass out front, Beck! Oh, he just missed it, couldn't tuck it in.
What a great backhand pass by Rogers to hit Beck right on the tape.
He made a good move, $1 million move, 10-cent finish. And now here comes Coastal the other way. It's O'Brien. Interrupted immediately by Beck. These two young cats, Beck and Rogers, have proven to be effective penalty killers for this App State team.
Yeah, they've got the energy. They're moving their feet. That's the big difference between them and the other wingers tonight.
Coastal trying a seam pass there, never got through cleanly, as now Shefflin has it behind the cage. He'll play it off for Sambrook along the half wall. He'll go back to the point. There's the goal scorer Walsh over to O'Brien. In that same spot, blocked by Johnson. They've got a chance again, shorthanded. Johnson with Rogers. That pass out front, ooh, it took a redirection out front. Never got to Rogers, and that'll be a penalty on Shefflin. So this will even us up at 4-on-4 for 28 seconds. Johnson got brought down in the corner. Likely be interference or a holding call here. Yep, they'll give it to him for holding. So App State likely can get a chance on the power play here if they can prevent anything from going on here for the next 28 seconds. So this 4-on-4 draw coming in the App State attacking zone. It's Brady. He tied up on the draw. and it comes out to neutral ice. Locklear's got it. He tries to step up. That's taken away from him. Now it comes back to Moresco. Moresco, he'll find Tremont. He'll have to circle back. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Casper. We'll see if he rejoins the team on the ice, or if he goes right to the box, or if he goes right to the bench. So Tremont will be there to cut it off. He's got it in the corner. He'll spin away. Couldn't corral it on the spin as Casper will get out of the box. App State's on the power play. He'll come get Arnett onto the ice. Locklear can't hold it in. And now Coastal's able to slap it down and kill some time off. Approaching the halfway point in this third period. As Moresco finds Richter coming across neutral ice. He'll get in. Play it around one man. He goes down. Can't track it down in the corner. There's two men there for App State as Richter's got it. He'll play it back to the point for Brady. Brady back to Richter. Richter back to Arnett. Sharp angle shot out front. Locklear has a chance. Richter. Oh, man, it just goes wide. Arnett on the half wall. He'll work it. Looking for a shot. That one just goes high and wide. And Coastal will clear it again. About 35 seconds left on the power play for App State as Fishback will settle this for Brady.
So far, this is a significantly more impactful power play from Appalachian State. And as I say that, they lose the puck in the neutral zone.
Brady will have it again. Chance to reset. Last gasp here with 15 seconds left. There's no icing as Rogers was able to get there. Here's Locklear. He goes down, and there's going to be another call on Coastal. So App State, 4 seconds of 5-on-3. They're going to get Walsh, it looks like, for a trip. Coastal clearly not too pleased with the call, but I'm sure App State wasn't a fan of some of the calls in the second period.
Yeah, you can call it a makeup call if you want, but looks like a trip. I could be wrong. I'm not the ref. You need to win this face-off and set up something quick while you have those 4 seconds of 2 extra men.
Here on the draw, Beck, he'll play it back to the point for Arnett. He'll walk in, he'll find Tremont. Bumper, oh, a good chance out front for Miller. He'll swing it back through the crease, and Coastal will kill off the first of those 2 penalties. So App State will have about 1:45 on the power play if they set it up right here. Here comes Arnett. He'll make a move, just glides into the O-zone. Leaves it for Tremont. That shot off a skate goes wide. Good idea there to just leave it for a guy trailing. Miller trying to work out from that spot as Casey's got it. They'll have it at the blue line, turned down to Tremont. Tremont back to Casey. Casey again gets caught trying to make a move, and now a shorthanded breakaway for O'Brien. And he's stopped by Fishback. What a save. Brazilian as O'Brien just glided in. And Fishback shut the door. And here comes Tremont the other way. Him and Miller. They'll go wide. Tremont, ooh, slow shot. That's in! That's in! That puck went in! Lucas Tremont, it's not the hardest shot in the world, but it sneaks past the goalie, and he's starting to lose his cool. As App State seems to get one back. That's the real makeup goal for the one that they missed for Tremont.
Yeah,
he got
absolutely.
it back.
And you were spot on, Liam. I mean, that's not a goal a confident tender gives up right there. He's even a little rattled. He gets a teammate over there to help him out, does a little lap. But that's just good pressure on the power play from App State. It's been coming all game. It's been about time for them to get pressure and figure out that power play. They did in time for the third period, in time for crunch time.
Alrighty. So we'll do a face-off at neutral ice. 8:13 remaining here in the third period. We're getting down to the good stuff. App holding a 1-goal lead now, thanks to Lucas Tremont's sneaky near-side goal. Coastal, they'll get in. Johnson gets stood up there. Got a hand up in his helmet. No call this time. And this is going to be a call now on Johnson, as bodies are just flying everywhere. Now it's just not a smart penalty to take. They're going to call in for interference out front. put somebody on the ice when he didn't have the puck.
Feels like every call, every single time there's a penalty, there's someone talking to the ref today. Every single time. You look over, there's someone talking to the armbands. Both teams.
They're just calling a tight game. That's the easiest way to say it. They're not letting a lot slide. If they're seeing something, that hand goes up immediately. They don't care what the fans think. They don't care what the teams think.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it the most fun brand of hockey, but it's a way to keep control of the game for the referees.
And here comes App State, shorthanded again. Oh, the pass just a little too far for Brady. He still has Casey with him. That's out front. Oh, a good chance there. Now here comes O'Brien the other way. He was stuffed on a breakaway opportunity shorthanded, and he loses it on the zone entry. And now here's Brady again. He can have a chance at his zone entry. He'll just fire it at the goalie, and it's caught. He elects to play it instead of covering. Honestly, not the worst thing if you're App State. Kill more time.
It was almost a good chance for Brady with the puck right there.
Here comes Walsh. He'll get past Beck and into the offensive zone. His shot, off a skate and the pipe and into the corner. Shefflin's got it. His pass across. That's O'Brien just sitting at that dot, and that goes wide. Coastal again, back to O'Brien. He'll give it back to Walsh. He has a power play goal this period, and that's another good block for App State. Jason Beck proving his worth on the penalty kill again. 55 seconds left on the penalty to Johnson. Rogers comes in trying to chop at that. Arnett pestering Shefflin as he passes through the neutral zone, and he gets it out. And there's another call coming against App State, as they're refusing to touch it to kill more time on the first penalty. But eventually they do. So 34 seconds left on the penalty to Johnson. It looks like Arnett is going to go to the box again. What's the call here? Because I didn't see much. Might call a hook. Yeah, and it is a hooking. So Coastal will take a timeout here with 6:25 remaining in the third, trailing by a goal, and with a 5-on-3 opportunity yet again. But you can hear these fans in here saying they call a hooking for him being held by a Coastal player.
Yeah, I personally, if I was sitting here in the crowd as a Mountaineer fan, I would be incensed with some of these calls. I would be beside myself. But, of course, you can't do anything to change the ref's call. You just got to play with what you got. And so you have 34 seconds of a 5-on-3 here for Coastal. They need to get shots off here, and they need to not hold the puck as long. Coastal needs to shoot the puck here, which they have not been doing as often as they used to on the power play.
And like you were pointing out earlier, their power play strategy of giving it to O'Brien or Walsh and kind of just working around looking for a shot, that doesn't really work when there's a lot of space. You want to move it around, utilize all the room you have, because if you're not, then you're wasting the opportunity.
Absolutely. And the App State penalty killers have, in the 5-on-4 situations, have kind of moved from a box to more of kind of a modified diamond / box, where they kind of have one designated player to play the points, where the other guys stay down low. And that's going to work on O'Brien and Walsh right now, but you have to make sure that on the weak side dot, that you have somebody on that player, because he's going to be sitting there all day looking for a shot.
Alrighty, so 6:25 left here in the third. A 5-on-3 opportunity for Coastal for 34 seconds. App State obviously going to look for a quick clear here, kill some time off that. Look at it.
Get a little App State chant from the crowd. Hopefully that'll motivate the boys to kill off this penalty.
Alrighty, draw one by Coastal, back to the point. There's Walsh again. He'll walk to the high slot and shoot. Just lasers it wide. Locklear, backhand clear attempt. Held in by Walsh. Walks the line. Dust it off for O'Brien. Sitting at that dot again. Back to Walsh. Miller getting out on there. O'Brien's shot, and it's in. 4-4 our score. As that'll bring Johnson out of the box. Arnett has to sit for another minute 38.
Side guy sitting there in the office waiting for that shot in a 5-on-3. But you have to wonder how someone doesn't jump on him immediately. He still took about 2 seconds to take that shot from the time he gathered the puck. There needs to be a body right in front of him with nothing to shoot out as soon as he touches that puck. For Walsh and O'Brien. It's clear they're running the offense through them, and App State knows it too.
Coastal controls here off the draw. It's McAdams, and that jumps off a stick and ends up in the Chanticleer bench. So neutral zone draw right in front of the Chanticleer bench. Tremont will take it for App State. Pops out for Richter. He'll circle back. Try and waste some time here for Maresco to play it. Floats it into neutral ice. Shefflin there for Coastal. Back over to O'Brien. Shefflin again. Walsh spins away from Richter. He'll just feed it over to O'Brien. Those two are going to start playing catch here in a second. Now just about a minute left on the penalty to our net. Now in the corner, McAdams, pressured there by Locklear, given a stick check by Maresco. He'll circle up to the top of the dot and fire it where it's blocked by Maresco. There's O'Brien again, fresh off a goal. He'll walk it, give it to Walsh. Back down low to Shefflin. Cross ice feed, there's O'Brien again. On his backhand, floats it through the middle. Ends back up with Shefflin, 30 seconds left on the kill. Walsh, O'Brien again. This time stopped by Fishback, good sliding save. Now Maresco, he can just send this the length of the ice as 20 seconds remain on the penalty to our net. Coastal's keeper will play it up the left side for O'Brien as Richter comes back and lays a good check. And they're offsides, so that'll just stall out this power play, leaving 8 seconds.
You see O'Brien laboring to get on the bench right now for Coastal. He looks exhausted.
I feel like he's been on the ice the whole game.
And I have a gut feeling once this power play is over, he's going to be on the ice for the rest of the game.
4:33 left here in the third. All knotted up as Coastal controls off this neutral zone draw. As we're all even in terms of manpower as our net returns to the ice. Here comes Coastal. They'll work it in. Dodging a stick check there from Beck. Pops over to Higgins. He tries to feed out front. Just jumped under, slid under a stick. Now here's Rogers. He's got Beck with him. He'll leave it for him. Beck will play it off the boards. Rogers into attack. He'll get to it. Tries to send it back around for Beck. Casper able to keep it in. Good centering feed, Casey. Just can't corral it. Just a little out of his reach. Now it comes out to neutral ice for Casper. He'll just hammer it right back in. And that'll be an icing call, as they'll get another offensive zone draw. 3:31 left here in the third. App State's got that top line out there right now for this offensive zone face-off. That's where most of the goal scoring has come from. Brady, Arnett, and Tremont all having contributions.
Yeah, they've been a high-energy line all night tonight. They're the guys who have been moving their feet since puck drop.
Tremont's shot glove down right off the draw.
It's a quick release from Tremont from the top of the circle.
Looks like they're going to set up for that same little look there again. Tremont staggered a little bit off. Playing almost on the top of the circle. The only downside to that quick shot face-off is that Coastal gets to change, something they couldn't do on the icing. Now Arnett, he'll control, fires it right towards the net. That was a quick look there, turned aside by Coastal's keeper. Now Maresco trying to fight back as he got beat. Now Arnett can't corral it, but Tremont will come scoop it up. He'll find it. He'll find Arnett. He got tapped by a stick and neutralized there. Now Coastal will set up their breakout. They'll play it off the boards, stepping up is Brady. He'll get in. They're on sides. They'll play it around. Tremont looking to cut that off behind the net, and he does. Centering feed off the goalie's skate. Now stepping up is Maresco. Tremont's shot just wide. Locklear, he'll step in. That low shot cut off. by Coastal. Glove down by Rogers. Right in the slot. Tremont has it again. It comes over to Arnett. Back to Tremont. Out front. Turned aside. Rogers trying to look out front again for Tremont. Can't find him. The clear attempt, no good for Coastal. Arnett just slides it in deep again. And this one's flipped up and out of play. Nearly hit a fan. Coastal can't change. So 2:21 left. We're really getting down to the wire here. I wouldn't be surprised if something sneaks across here in these last 2 minutes, but this game has been so even, it feels like we're destined for overtime.
Yeah.
So the draw here will be taken by Jason Beck for App State.
These Coastal players are tired.
Wins it back to Rogers. Rogers chops at it. He steps through. Had it in the slot. Got it taken off his stick as Walsh will come away with it for Coastal. Still just flip it and try and get a change. So they got some tired legs out there. And O'Brien back on the ice for Coastal. This shot just goes low and wide. This one deflected off a player on the bench. So we'll have another face-off. App State can't change here. An even 2 minutes remaining. This draw to Fishback's left. And it's won back by Coastal, but comes out to neutral ice, so they'll have to reset. Try and get a breakout here. McAdams has it taken off his stick by Beck. Beck just tries to go cross corner, and that jumps away from Sambrook's stick. Couldn't quite hold it cleanly. Now they'll play it off the glass, and it goes out of play again. That one they're saying was a deflection, so if Coastal wants to, they can. They can change, and they will. New D pair out there. App State holding firm with their lines. 1:39 left. One back. Rogers shot, glove down, and covered.
The puck was loose there off the initial save. I don't know what the goalie's frustrated about there. Puck was still loose.
Richter has every right to come in and see what it's all about.
Absolutely.
This goalie's temper is showing here in this third period. He's obviously not happy. You can capitalize on that. Rogers tries to send it around. That's cut off. And it's flipped out to neutral ice. Turns Casper around. He'll look back up. Nobody home, really. Richter applying pressure. Now it comes to Brandon Miller. Miller to Casper. Casper off the boards towards Rogers. Clean pass there. Richter comes in and lays a body. Beck tries to cut that breakout chance off as Richter gets through, but here's Beck. His shot off a pipe. He'll circle, looking for their chance, tucking it. That side is sealed up and covered. As we're sitting here with 59 seconds left to play, still tied up.
That is the fourth time the Mountaineers have hit the post tonight. Seems like they just can't get the puck to bounce their way whenever it hits the post.
So, under a minute left. We have an App State timeout here. They'll set something up. So the teams will talk it over, figure out what their plan of attack is here. Coming down the last stretch of the game, 59 seconds will be remaining on the clock. Will be offensive zone face-off for App State. We'll see what lines they set out there and what their strategy is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if we see any combination of Tremont, Arnett, and Brady out there, possibly with Casper up top, maybe Richter as well. We'll see. So the teams are all done talking it over. And it looks like App State will put out that top line of Arnett, Brady, and Tremont. They'll have Casper and Locklear as the D pair. Coastal will match with Walsh, Higgins, McAdams, Shefflin. And one more. So Tremont on the face-off here for the Mountaineers. Likely going to try and win this back to Arnett. They can't control it. Brady with a good stick check there to try and keep it deep. As Arnett is going to come pinch on that other side. He'll come flying in to keep it in the zone. He'll play it around. Brady can get down there to cut it off. Looks like they have Arnett playing a hybrid role, defense/offense here. As there's an open ice hit on a man without the puck. That could easily been called for interference. As Locklear here and Tremont both chopping for it. Pops out to Tremont. His backhand pass ends up in neutral ice. 20 seconds left. One last chance here if you're App State. Got to get a good clean breakout. Here's Brady. He's got Locklear with him. Brady winds to the middle of the ice. That's off a stick and out of play. So we'll have 10.9 on the clock here. We'll have an offensive zone face-off for App State. Maybe they can get a shot here to sneak through, but like I said a few minutes ago, looks like we're primed for overtime.
Yeah, and I think that chance right there was about as good a chance as App State is going to see. Unless they can create something right off the face-off here and get possession, I see this game going to overtime too.
And that'll be a point in the standings for each team. We do go to overtime, so these next 10 seconds, not giving up a goal of your own if you're App State, it's got to be the key. And it looks like we'll just possess here and go into overtime. They're not going to cut the ice. They'll just go to the benches, talk it over, and get set. Just a quick little break there. Collect our thoughts, collect our breath. Get our blood pressure back in check. So Casey on the draw for App State. It'll wind up with Coastal. App State tags up here. Coastal trying to set up their attack in the D zone. Luke Miller pressuring, not letting him get anywhere. He'll force him to wind back. That pass under the stick of O'Brien. That's a goal! Patrick Casey! It just pops out front, and App State closes the door. What a crazy bounce.
Wow, hey, you always talk about the stanchions in this building. I mean, goodness. That's also a product of what happens when you forecheck, when you put bodies down low, you put bodies in front, you get pressure, mistakes are going to happen. I don't care how good of a player you're playing against, mistakes are always going to happen. You just have to capitalize.
Get pucks deep, get pucks to the net, and there's a prime example. Patrick Casey with the overtime dagger. And Appalachian State comes away with 2 points in the standings with another divisional win. We'll be here same time tomorrow, 10:45, same opponent, hopefully with the same result. As for me, I'm Liam Fellman.
And I'm Adam Persico.
We hope to see you here tomorrow. Everyone, good night.